Welcome to the deep dive. We've got a truly iconic piece of romantic poetry today. W.B. Yeats's poem, When You Are Old. It's just devastatingly beautiful.
It really is a landmark poem.
And our mission, it's pretty clear. We want to get right into the heart of this work. We need to quickly unpack, the poet's life context, which is unique,
Definitely.
and the specific heartbreak that fueled these lines. But mostly, we need to get at the kind of love Yeats is talking about here. He claimed it was spiritual, not physical. What did that really mean? And maybe what did it cost?
That's the perfect frame for it, because Yeats, he's such a pivotal figure, isn't he? Bridging centuries, pioneering modern poetry.
Right.
And this poem, while it feels intensely personal, this unrequited love thing, it reaches for something much bigger, something universal almost. He really did turn agony into art, immortal art.
Okay, so let's unpack the man himself. William Butler Yeats, born 1865, Anglo-Irish poet, dramatist. What always strikes me, though, looking at the background, he was apparently just an average student. That's what the research highlights. Yet, he becomes one of the absolute greats of English literature. How does that compute, that early lack of traditional success?
Well, I think it's because his real education wasn't, from the standard curriculum. It was elsewhere. It
Oh.
came from Irish legends, mythology, and crucially, his deep fascination with occultism. A major force in the Irish literary revival. Co-founded the Abbey Theatre with Lady Gregory and Edward Martin, a real cultural builder.
Yeah.
So you have this public figure, Yeats, the architect of Irish culture, but the engine driving so much of that, it wasn't just politics or nationalism, it was
Sure.
intensely personal, often painfully so.
Which brings us right to the source of that pain.
Exactly, and it shows how deep that emotional life ran, even affecting his work late into his career. Think about it. He gets the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1923. Huge honor.
Matt.
But unlike a lot of writers, his best work arguably came after that.
Yeah.
The Tower in 28, The Winding Stair in 29. That creative fire just kept burning, fueled by these intense experiences.
And the focus, the constant white-hot focus of that fire was Maud Gonne. You really can't talk about Yeats's emotional life without her, can you?
Impossible. She looms over everything. An Irish revolutionary, yes, a significant figure in her own right. But for Yeats, she was the muse. For decades.
And the core conflict, the sort of central tragedy for Yeats, was that this love was completely one-sided.
Utterly unreciprocated. The research uses phrases like madly in love, but she apparently never responded in the way he wanted.
Never.
And that intense, unfulfilled longing, that's the engine for so many poems, including this one, which comes from his collection, The Rose. And this poem is that scaffolding, in a way. It's not just him saying, I love you. It's structured quite dramatically as an emotional lyric,
Right.
where the speaker, Yeats, basically dramatizes his own pain by issuing this quite chilling future command to her. He's reaching into the future, hoping for recognition, maybe even her regret.
The first stanza sets it up. She's old and gray and full of sleep and nodding by the fire.
Yeah.
It's not exactly glamorous, is it?
Not at all. It's the image of a life winding down, a moment for quiet, maybe difficult introspection.
And it's in that specific quiet moment that he gives his instruction, his command.
Exactly. He tells her, take down this book, meaning his book of poems, obviously, and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep.
Notice he's still referencing her past beauty there, the soft look, the shadows deep, but it's framed entirely by its loss. He's making her remember what was. He wants her reading his poem and thinking about his love, the love that lasted, but only when her own, physical allure has faded. It feels quite calculated.
It is calculated. He's betting on time. Betting that time will eventually make her see what he saw.
The research notes say he leaves no stone unturned to convince his beloved that he loves her from the depths of his heart.
Right, but the way he does it is so charged. He's not saying, hey, remember me now while you're still young and admired. He's saying, when all that superficial attention is gone, then you'll read this, and you'll remember the one guy who saw deeper.
It's like anticipating this moment of temporal justice, a power shift achieved only by outlasting her youth.
Exactly. It underscores that patient suffering he endured, waiting decades, potentially, for this imagined moment of realization. But the real core, the genius of the poem, is what kind of love he claims this is.
Yes, this is the crucial part. The second stanza draws this sharp line in the sand.
It really does. Between the superficial love of others and his supposedly deeper, more spiritual devotion, he acknowledges her admirers, How many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true? But his love, Yeats insists, is different. It's above all that. It transcends those parameters, as the source material puts it, of physical charm.
It has this elegance of spirituality. That's the phrase used.
And elegance of spirituality. He
Yeah.
wasn't just captivated by the famous revolutionary or the beautiful face. He was after something more enduring within her.
Okay, but let me push back on that a little.
Hmm.
Is it really spiritual love, or is it maybe a clever defense? He's the one who got rejected repeatedly.
Mhm.
So isn't framing his love as superior, as non-physical, just a way for him to claim a kind of moral high ground, to feel better about being turned down by the woman he wanted? It sounds a bit like romantic one-upmanship.
That's a really insightful challenge. And honestly, yes, it absolutely could be read that way, as a sophisticated justification, a way for the rejected lover to rationalize it all by saying, but my love was purer, deeper. But poetically, he makes the argument so incredibly powerful. That's what resonates, I think. Whether it's defensiveness or genuine spiritual insight, the expression of it is profound. He loved the pilgrim soul in you and loved the sorrows of your changing face.
Pilgrim soul, that's such a striking image.
Isn't it? It points to her inner self, her essence, maybe her vulnerabilities, the part of her that was searching, imperfect even, a soul on a journey.
And love the sorrows of your changing face.
Wow. It's astonishing. He's saying he didn't just love her beauty at its peak.
Mhm.
He loved the marks of life, of experience, of time passing on her face, the sorrows. He loved her whole story, not just the cover.
That focus on imperfection, on change, it does elevate it beyond just, infatuation. It feels like empathy.
Deep empathy for her complete humanity. And then finally, the poem sends her to contemplate the ultimate fate of this specific love, the spiritual love she apparently missed out on.
Yeah, she's told to.
She's told to murmur, a little sadly, how love fled. That sadness is cute.
Mhm.
It implies her late realization, the sense of loss. The love didn't just vanish. It ascended. It paced upon the mountains overhead and hid face amid a crowd of stars.
So it goes from the intimate fireside setting to the entire cosmos.
Precisely. It left the earthly realm where it was rejected. It became something timeless, stellar, untouched by aging or her choices, immortalized among the stars.
The Eden.
But hidden. That's the critical irony, isn't it? The love achieves immortality, this cosmic status, but it does so by becoming completely absent from her actual life. It's grand, but it's gone. Its face is hidden from her. Its existence is defined by its distance. And maybe, for you listening, this leaves a final thought to chew on. If the whole point of the poem was for this love to be immortalized, for Maud Gonne to read it years later,
Right.
what does it mean that it ends with that love having already fled, hidden itself among the stars?
Right.
If this profound love now exists only in its cosmic absence, did Yeats finally achieve some kind of peace by making it immortal? Or did he just succeed in making his own enduring pain permanent and unreachable?
A powerful question. Something to think about the next time you encounter a poem born from heartbreak, and consider what love truly leaves behind when it flees.